2024 Audi Q5, all-new Audi Q5 compact sport luxury SUV review. 2024 Audi Q5 is Audi's entry into the hugely popular compact luxury SUV class and is by far the most popular vehicle in the luxury automaker's lineup. With a generous standard feature set, a well-appointed interior, and multiple powertrain options, including a plug-in hybrid and a powerful turbo V6 in the high-performance SQ5, it's easy to see why so many buyers flock to the Q5 family. But the current model has been around since 2018 and redesigned rivals like the new 2023 Mercedes GLC mean that the Q5 is starting to feel a little creaky. Recent spy shots suggest that Audi is taking the competition seriously and may be preparing a new Q5 for 2024. We don't have a lot of information at this point but believe that Audi will officially unveil the redesigned Q5 sometime in 2023. Spy photographers have captured testing images of the Q5 plug-in hybrid, or PHEV, camouflaged on public roads, and we think this powertrain is coming back to the US for the next generation of Q5. The base motor will likely remain a turbocharged 2.0-liter to do battle with similar engine configurations on rivals from BMW, Mercedes, and others. We also don't think the SQ5 is going away. 2024 Audi Q5 review. The Q5 SUV has been such a hit with Audi that the car is currently the marque's most popular vehicle. But the second-generation car has been on sale for nearly 6 years, meaning work on its replacement is well advanced. In N6597. And to help us judge how well-formed the new one is, Audi development engineers kindly parked the two side by side so we could snap a few shots. We'll have to wait for Audi to release the specifications of the car, perhaps late next year as a 2024 model, but these images seem to suggest that the new version is longer, and we can see that it's lower. The windshield seems to have a more pronounced slope and the roof sinks more dramatically into the ground at the rear, giving the whole car a sportier look. And while this prototype still features placeholder lights at both ends, it looks like the Q5 will get the conventional one-piece headlight unit, and not jump to the separate headlight design seen on the upcoming Q6 e-tron. But the lights will feature LEDs, and Audi will of course offer a smart adaptive matrix LED lighting system. However, the exterior changes pale in comparison to what happens in the next Q5. The current car has a rectangular tablet touchscreen and digital gauge package tucked inside a conventional dash design, but those were sent to the design junkyard. Instead, the new car will feature a large square infotainment tablet and the on-trend freestanding digital instrument cluster in front of the four-spoke steering wheel. The overall appearance is similar to what we have seen in spy shots of the subsequent A4 sedan and Avant wagon. The underhood hardware will also share much in common with its A4 sibling and consists of petrol, diesel, and plug-in hybrid engines. Wherever you go, it will drive all four wheels via a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission or an 8-speed automatic box. 2024 Audi Q5 spied. The next-gen Audi Q5 SUV has been eyed once again ahead of a reveal expected in 2023, as the 2024 model. Our spy photographers were able to capture this camouflaged Q5 prototype parked right next to the current generation model, which allowed us to see most of the exterior body changes. The next-gen Q5 is noticeably lower and wider than the current model. It also appears to have a longer wheelbase which could translate into more interior space. There are still several exterior design elements hidden behind the black and white swirl camouflage. It's like the prototype that was spied before from earlier in the year. Our spy photographers were also able to catch a glimpse of the interior of the Q5 prototype for the first time. The centerpiece of the cabin is a large infotainment touchscreen that looks similar to those seen on the recently spied Volkswagen Tiguan and Golf prototypes. There are no climate control buttons or sliders in the center stack, so it's safe to assume these will all be adjusted via the large touchscreen. The only buttons in the center stack consist of the engine start-stop button, drive mode button, idle engine start-stop button, hazard light button, and traction control button. There's also a mysterious button on the right side which is most likely for volume control. In front of the driver is a digital instrument cluster that has no cover on top. It tilts downwards to most likely reduce the amount of glare. The steering wheel with touch-sensitive buttons and a nubby gear selector looks almost identical to that of the all-electric Q4 e-tron. It's understood that the next-gen Audi Q5 will use an updated version of the existing MLB Evo platform, much like the next-gen Audi A4 that was peaked at earlier. Under the hood, a 4.8V mild hybrid system is likely to come standard on the petrol and diesel powertrains, and a plug-in hybrid, PHEV, variant is also expected. The next Audi Q5 may be the last to feature petrol and diesel engines, with the company planning to stop selling cars with internal combustion engines outside of China by 2033. The current generation Q5 has been on sale locally since 2017 and is getting a refresh in 2021. The sportback coupe SUV versions of the Q5 and SQ5 join the local lineup in August 2021. There are a variety of turbocharged petrol and diesel powertrains available locally. Audi Australia is still evaluating the 50 TFSIe and 55 TFSIe PHEV variants of the Q5 and Q5 Sportback. As of the end of November, Audi has sold a total of 2,956 Q5 models. Sold out by the Tesla Model Y, 8,257 sales, BMW X3, 4,370 sales, Mercedes GLC Wagon, 4,092 sales, the Volvo XC60, 3,295 sales, and the Lexus NX, 2,969 sales. The Q5 outsold the Porsche Macan, 2,537 sales, the Range Rover Evoque, 684 sales, the Land Rover Discovery Sport, 533 sales, and the Genesis GV70, 464 sales. 2024 Audi Q5 rendering. Every next-generation Audi to be unveiled will represent the last ICE hooray of each model. Four Rings have announced plans to end production of combustion engine cars by 2033, with a possible extension in China depending on local demand. For example, the third-generation Q5 will be the final to get TFSI and TDI engines. It's expected to land at some point in 2023, and in the meantime, it's been made speculatively. The adjacent design exercise is so much more than a shot in the dark as it was taken after the first batch of spy shots we published earlier this week. The front fascia will borrow a thing or two from recent Audi electric crossovers, such as the Q4 e-tron. The increase in size seems to be noticeable for the camouflaged prototype, which has side mirrors mounted at the base of the A-pillars. On the outgoing Q5, the mirrors are pushed back towards the driver. Another change is the position of the doorknob as it has been moved a bit higher while the top character line is now below it. The rear reveals a narrower and more conventional tailgate, thus eschewing the wraparound layout of the first two generations of the Audi Q5. While the prototype lacks the final tail lights, we are under the impression that the test vehicle is hiding the light bar that has been integrated into this rendering. An educated guess tells us that the crossover will largely inherit the engine lineup from the upcoming Audi A4, B10. The two will share the MLB platform and next-generation petrol and diesel engines with more electrification than ever. This has been engineered when Audi ended development on the ICE about a year ago, shifting focus to an electric powertrain. The non-PHEV models, or most of them, will likely have a 48-volt mild hybrid setup while car owners will be able to plug in one believed to feature a larger battery pack for a greater electric range. Since Audi Sport has refrained from doing a full-fat Q5R so far, we wouldn't be holding our breath for that to happen with the MK3. There may be a warm SQ5, but it's probably too late for hospital treatment. 2024 Audi Q5 Hybrid. The third-generation Audi Q5 has a recognizable design but adds some weirdness possibility of using new machines with increased efficiency and environmental friendliness. The PHEV is to be expected with a large battery pack providing an electric range of 35 to 40 miles. Medium black circle. The launch of the new Q5 range in the US is likely in the first half of 2024. The third-generation Audi Q5 will bring with it much bigger design changes than the second-generation model. That's what the spy pictures. Check it out on Auto Express. Take of the first test mule to sport a production body and the many suggested styling elements. The proportions will be very similar, but the front and rear could be more striking in the next generation. The shorter octagonal single frame, sleeker and more technical-looking headlamps, lowered air intake and side air intakes give the 2024 Audi Q5 a new and confident character up front. At the rear, the all-new Q5 will likely get a more striking look with much slimmer rear combination lamps and a narrow, full-width band of lights between the two, accentuating the width of the SUV like a redesigned grille. Inside, Audi designers can further trim the number of physical controls and increase digitization. Expect a new touchscreen infotainment system with lots of new/improved connectivity functions. An interior spy shot, view on motor.es, has revealed that the 2024 Audi Q5 will have a new generation steering wheel from the Audi Q4 e-tron. It has a flat top and bottom, and its design and positional appearance are matched to those of the instrument cluster. The new spokes give the steering wheel a more contemporary and upscale look compared to the current model. The standard steering wheel can be a circular unit. The same spy photo shows a large freestanding touchscreen built into the dashboard, which will also be seen in the upcoming Audi Q6 e-tron SUV. Shortly after the 2024 Audi Q5, the completely redesigned Audi Q5 Sportback 2024 will go on sale. The Sportback model should boast a new dynamic and fresh exterior design, which makes it stand out among the compact luxury SUV coupes in the market. The Sportback version was designed to appeal to a younger clientele, with a sleek, coupe-like styling. We imagine the rear glass will tilt downward sharply, giving the car a dynamic look. The 2024 Q5 Sportback also had to sport exclusive bumpers and wheels to differentiate itself from the regular 2024 Q5. Expected to only come in high-end trims offering plenty of equipment as standard. Platforms and specifications. The 2024 Audi Q5 should use an improved version of the current model's MLB Evo platform. Among other improvements, the updated platform should offer support for all-wheel steering, rear axle steering, according to an Autocar report. At low speeds, the rear wheels turn in the opposite direction and reduce the turning radius, while at high speeds, the rear wheels turn in the same direction as the front wheels and provide more stability. Based on high-resolution photos of the prototype, Auto Express reported on July 14, 2022, that Audi plans to extend the Q5's wheelbase. As a result, rear seat passengers should have more legroom. Currently, the Q5 measures 184.3/184.6 inches long and has a wheelbase of 111.0 inches. It offers 38.0 inches of legroom in the back. As part of its Vorsprung 2030 strategy, Audi is yet to introduce a final generation of combustion engines. In June 2021, CEO Markus Duesmann announced at the Berlin Climate Conference that Audi's final internal combustion engine will be the best we have ever built. The next-gen Q5 will likely get engines from the next and last generation. Most of the next-generation Q5 petrol and diesel engines will probably come with 48-volt mild hybrid technology. Even the SQ5 could come electrified this time, even if it's only a mild hybrid. Plug-in hybrid. Audi is likely to offer a 2.0-liter petrol engine with a plug-in hybrid system, which will also be available in the US. The current model provides a range of just 62 km/39 miles on the WLTP cycle, and even less, at just 23 miles according to EPA test methods. For the next generation Q5 PHEV, Audi can target a WLTP range close to 100 km/62 miles and EPA EST range of 35 to 40 km. The company can bring a significant increase in electric range with a bigger battery pack. The engines used in the next generation Audi Q5, including mild hybrid and plug-in hybrid variants, will be more efficient and environmentally friendly. The company wants to ensure that they are future-proof and ready to meet Euro 7 emission norms. According to the Autocar report, the 2.0-liter E8888, which is expected to be under the hood of the plug-in hybrid variant, will get an updated fuel injection system and a new particulate filter. 2025 Audi RS Q5 plug-in hybrid. The RS Q5 variant was not introduced for the first two generations of the Q5, but it seems that the company is preparing a variant for the performance enthusiast with the third generation. On September 14, 2022, Motor.es reported, based on a new prototype seen in Southern Europe, that the Q5 RS is in development. The prototype has a flap to hide the fuel/charge door, indicating it is a PHEV. In addition, a Spanish publication claims that the test mule had an electrical hazard warning sign, possibly a yellow sticker on the driver's window, which is strong support for the speculation. Motor.es claims that the first, and possibly last, RS Q5 PHEV will use a 2.9-liter V6 twin-turbo petrol engine with an electric motor. It is said that the electric range of the high-performance WLTP SUV is only about 20 kilometers. That means the powertrain will direct most of the electric power to boost performance. Audi Q5 PHEV. In a post dated December 21, 2022, on Audi.com, the company summarizes its stance on plug-in hybrids, PHEVs. It regards PHEVs as key to the successful implementation of its electrification strategy, in which plug-in hybrids and pure electric models will make up around a third of its production volume by 2025. The company explains that PHEVs are ideal for users and the environment when compared to cars that rely solely on internal combustion engines, ICE. It is thought that the PHEV could run in full electric mode on short city trips, switching to ICE power on remote drives. Audi already has PHEV model variants such as A6, A7, A8, Q5, and Q7. It plans a lineup of 8 PHEV models spanning the compact to luxury segments, including plug-in hybrid variants of the new A3, Q3, and flagship Q8. Audi will double PHEV production capacity, compared to 2021, due to the positive customer response to its plug-in hybrid. Audi PHEV models account for 35 to 50% of orders coming in Europe, depending on the market and model. The company is also planning its next generation RS models to use a hybrid drivetrain, possibly including the Q5 PHEV RS mentioned earlier in our story. 2024 Audi Q5 price. The Audi Mexico plant, located in San Jose, Cayapa, specializes in Q5 production and should produce the third generation SUV. Expect prices to start at around $45,000. The 2025 Audi RS Q5 is likely to follow in the second half of 2024. The Q5 was the highest-selling Audi model worldwide in 2022. Audi sold approximately 300,981 Q5s worldwide, reflecting a 2.7% sales growth compared to 2021. In the US, Audi was again the best performer, selling 62,912 units in 2022, YoY sales up 4%. Audi hopes the upcoming full model change will continue to keep the vehicle at the top of the sales charts. The all-electric Audi Q5 e-tron is available in China and is expected to remain a regional product for the foreseeable future. 2024 Audi Q5 release date. The 2024 Audi Q5 could arrive at US dealerships in the first half of 2024.